Hey, I got a Finch knife here. Mm-hmm. And oh, is this one cool? This is, of course you get your sticker, but yeah, man, it's the buffalo tooth. What's up? How cool is this thing? Got stickers. So I picked this up on the secondary market, and wow, look at it. Come on, man. The buffalo tooth. This thing, it's got Gimp titanium, of course, the glow in the dark little emblem, and titanium pocket clip, Gimp titanium on the secondary side, 154 cm steel, hand satin finished. Um, and um, this knife was repped as new. And when I got it, um, as soon as I took it out, I mean, I undid the box, and as soon as I took it out, I noticed we've got quite a bit of snail trails here. Got some here and all across here. You can see them showing up there. And then the pocket clip is got a bunch. And then there's a bunch here too. See that there? And so I reached out to the seller, and initially they kind of held to the fact that, well, I didn't ship it that way, and if it got damaged in shipping, I'm not responsible. And it was packaged really well, and of course, you could see in that box, I mean, man, that thing sits right down in there. So I said, well, it didn't happen in shipping, man. And all I did was literally undo the package and pull the knife out and get my camera out. And the seller, I think it took them about a day, but then they came back and said, well, I must have missed them. And, can we do something? And I said, absolutely. Yeah. What do you think's fair? And they went above and beyond and treated me right on the knife, which is what you should do. They handled it really well. They did the right thing, and man, look at this thing. Wonderful action. I so like these Finch knives. But hey, I'm going to keep this part of the video kind of short, because here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tumble this clip, this side, and this side. Here's what I don't know. I don't know how it's going to affect the logo. And I don't think I can get the logo out, but because it's glued in. And I don't think there's a hole in the back for me to poke it out. I think I'm just kind of stuck with it. I'm tempted to put a piece of tape over it, and maybe that's what I'll do. But for now, I'm going to take it apart. But man, look at this 154, the satin finish, the hand finish on that. Golly, is that gorgeous. And so I do believe that the knife is new. I don't think it's ever been sharpened. I don't think it's ever cut anything or anything of substance. I mean, maybe it cut a piece of paper or something. But I do think it got put in a pocket. It could have came from somebody's ring. Who knows what that's from, but it definitely had some snail trails on it. But hopefully we'll tumble it and we'll fix it. Nice little jimping back here. Oh, this thing is so cool. The buffalo tooth. Yeah, what a cool job. And if you know these Finch knives, all of their models have some kind of theme to them. Like, is it specifically to Kansas? I think a lot of them are, but some it's hard to find the relationship. But they all have some kind of theme to them. Whereas clearly the buffalo, the Kansas plains, and just so I don't have to get corrected. I mean, these guys are out of Kansas. The OEM is out of China. I don't know who the OEM is, but whoever it is, they're doing a wonderful job. Yeah, these knives are so smooth, so solidly built. Like, it's hard for me to find a critique. I mean, these are the kind of knives where I could come in and go, well, the ergonomics are just a little off for me. Not every knife fits every hand. You know what I mean? So to me, those are kind of silly arguments. All I can say is yeah, the knife's a little short for me, or it comes up, the grip's kind of odd for me. This one does narrow to the back, so the harder you squeeze it, it can tend to feel like you're coming off, but that's the nature of when you go from thick to thin. If they would reverse that and went from thick to thinner, it would have been different. When you squeezed it, it would have pushed you forward. Um, but typically on these Finch knives, and when we get this back from tumbling, I'll go through it. I'll cover the knife. But typically these Finch knives, solid builds, excellent action. I like. It's hard for me to find flaw in these. You can always take issue design wise. You follow what I'm saying? Anyways, let's take this thing apart, and we'll do like a solid before, and then when we come back from polishing, we'll be able to do a after. We'll be able to do a compare. And I have a couple of knives going into tumbling, and they're all going to get kind of the same treatment. I'm going to get them apart, and then I'm going to break the video, and I'll tumble it, and then we'll come back. Now, is that going to be a day from now, a week from now, a month from now? I don't know. You'll have to catch me then, I'm going to pull the metal insert. Obviously, we want that pin out of there. It's got metal washers, so the bearings don't ride on the titanium. Metal inserts. Yeah, so that nice slab of titanium. This will just go in and tumble. Cool. Big. It's a buffalo tooth, man. That is so cool. Yeah. They had me at Buffalo. Yeah. Nice, interesting knives. And so, hey, on these Finch knives, I do believe that Timber's Edge Knives is currently now a dealer for Finch knives. And so you may start to watch Timber's Edge Knives for these Finch knives, which couldn't make me happier. Yeah, I couldn't be happier, because then I get access to them. Regular access. So as they release, and I think the way that they do things, they release 4 or 5 new models a year, every year. And, my understanding is they'll focus on those 4 or 5 models for the upcoming year, really decide what they want to have, and then they'll get them through production, and then they throw them out to the market. And they also have another line of slip joints now, high-end slip joints. And so I'm looking forward to maybe running 1 or 2 of those through the channel. I don't see any way for me to get that out of there. I'm going to try and just see arbitrarily if for whatever reason that would pop out of there. And there is no way. That thing's in there for good. And so I do think I'm going to try a little piece of tape on it and see if that'll hold it down. But let's get all of this off the bench. We're going to do a before and after, and show what it looks like. And so I'll be right back. Okay, so I did want to pipe in here and show, believe it or not, I cleaned this with ethanol, and then I put packing tape over the top of it, and then I very carefully cut around that logo, and so it does just the logo has a little piece of packing tape on it. So it'll be interesting if it tumbles, what it looks like when it comes out, and then is that tape still on there? Now, like I say, I cleaned it with ethanol really good, and that packing tape, I mean, hey man, it survives the U.S. Post Service, right? I mean, I was going to use this stuff, but then I thought, well, why wouldn't I just put some of that packing tape on it? Yeah, come on. All right, well, so the Finch buffalo tooth, let's get a good look here. You can really see them. I don't know why I couldn't get them the first time. Really get that to show up. And I think there's a few down in here. But definitely this stuff in here. We're looking on this scale. We're looking for this stuff to go away. Yep. So that's that one. And then on this one, there's a bunch in here. And of course, you know, the interesting thing with that type, there you can kind of see it. But with those kind of marks is, you know, it's funny. You can look at this thing 10 times and not see it. But if you don't catch the light just right, and your eyeball the right distance from it, I, you know, you can look at it and see it and then not see it. But that right there is one, and you can plainly see that there. And then the pocket clip. I don't know why I left the blade out. I might have put the blade away. But the pocket clip's got its fair share as well. It's got a bunch of stuff coming across and wigglies here. Come on. See it on there? So we're looking for all of that to go away. The blade is going to get put up with the rest of the hardware. But yeah, there's the before, and let's get to after, and it'll be like a blink of an eye to y'all, but who knows how long am I in? So here we go. Whoop. Okay, buffalo tooth, man. Let's wrap this thing up. So, oh, pardon me. Like I said, boop, in a flash. So yeah, these tumbled for about 8 hours last night, and all of the little marks that were on there are gone. Now, I got to clean these up a little bit, but yeah, as you can see here, all of the little snail trail marks are completely gone. And I think the tape survived on the logo. I think I see it. Yeah, see there? And so, see how cloudy this is? Very cloudy, but look underneath. I want to be careful because I don't want to scratch it. Let's see if I can hook it and get that off of there. Ta-da! Look at that, man. Yep. Like brand new. No issues whatsoever. So very, very cool. Yeah, wonderful. So let's just get it back together, and then we'll finalize the check-in on this bad boy. Okay, got pieces and parts and pieces, all kinds of stuff here. I don't think I cleaned any of these knives that went into the tumbler. And I can tell you, I mean, you'll see there's a couple of videos coming where just like this one, the pieces and parts went into that tumbler, and they all turned out wonderful. I mean, the results that come from these titanium scales being marred up a little bit is exceptional. It does such a good job. And this piece is no different. This piece turned out wonderful. Just all the little snail trails are gone. You know, this thing's back to just like new condition for sure. And it adds kind of a satiny fit, like it really finishes these off well, man. Does really good. Let's see. Trying to see which way I think that should go. And I think I'm going to go this way. I don't remember if I cleaned this blade or not. I did not. Yeah. You know, I've done some of this work in the past, and when I took it apart, I cleaned it. And the reason I did is exactly what's going on here is because you put away dirty parts, you don't remember what you've done and what you haven't done, and man, that's where I'm at here. I kind of don't have a grasp on what I did before, so the only choice I have is to just redo it, right? Let's get rid of that. Better put this in there. I think we'll need it. Yeah, I've got two other pieces that went in the tumbler yesterday with this, and different pieces and parts. Actually, one of them had a blade that was ghosted from, I'm guessing from stropping. And hold on now, these got to go in. These aren't captured in any way. Nope. Oh, that one sure looks captured. But I'm looking here, and it may have a flat spot on it, but none of this is captured here. So could go in anywhere I want it to. There we go. Oh man, this thing is such a tank. All right, well, let's see. That is a lot of screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. The too long, let's see. Really long. It's got to be the pocket clip. Yeah, it's got to be that one right there. Well, I forgot I even did the pocket clip. There it is. Yeah, and it was probably beat more than anything, and it's completely cleared. All of these look to be about the same size, I think. The rest of these do. I think now that I've got this tensioned in the back and the pivot, I'm going to make sure that my action is still good, that everything's still centered. I mean, it looks correct. Everything appears to be done properly. Okay. Got let's see. Got this in here, and then I did stick that one in there. Let's get the pocket clip on now. And the short one will be the bottom one. Yep, it's not poking through the scale, so that's correct. And then this top one's got to be the big long one. Look at that action on this thing. Blade's perfectly centered. Let me get rid of these drivers here. I'm going to wipe this knife down. I'm going to put just a little bit of oil on this finish. I think one of the things that happens is when you tumble them, they can tend, I don't know, to dry out. Is that possible, I guess? Yeah. So just the slightest little bit of light oil. Look at this thing, man. The Finch buffalo tooth. And all my little snail trails are gone off the pocket clip. I mean, this thing looks wonderful. Let's talk about that action. Super smooth. It's got a really nice little flipper tab with some jimping on the back, so this thing flips wonderfully. And even though I get up on this lock, the thing still flips wonderfully. It's very snappy. I'm not sure if I can fail it. I'll try. Yeah, I can fail it. But the blade is super free in there. Wonderful action. Drop shut. It's got great acoustics too. Thing sounds wonderful, open and closed. I mean, I'll give it an A-. Very smooth. And all this jimping, let's talk about ergonomics. So on the action as well, this is lowered here. And then, so unlocking this knife is very intuitive. Just the thumb goes right in. Not too much tension on that lock bar. You know, very nice. So ergonomics. It's got a nice platform for the thumb. No jimping. Not so confident, very confident. It's a great little finger guard that's produced there, and this is big enough in the hand. I can get 4 fingers on it, and behind that finger guard, I mean, I'm really locked in there. So not so confident, very confident. I mean, it's definitely a confident grip. Wonderful. Reverse grip, can cap it with the thumb. Yeah, come on, man. This thing's cool. This one, I mean, not so much. This is kind of poking in here. And so to get behind that, now I'm too short. The knife's too short. So not so much there. Let's check the pocket clip. The Finch buffalo tooth, man. Come on. I've got quite a few of these Finches sitting around here. Look at this. Nice profile in the pocket. Pocket clip runs really well. One hand in, one hand out. Decent tension. It's not a dryer clip, but that is a really girthy piece of knife underneath there. So I could tighten that up and see if I can't get that to hold better. It does clamp down on top of this what's it, jimping, jib. It's jibbed titanium, and I think I will. Okay, so it was thin enough that I was able to, just with my hands, put a little arc in that. Let's check it in standard jeans material. Yeah, so it's a dryer clip now. Just a little bit of arc in it, and it'll hold in standard jean material wonderfully. My spot in the back pocket, yeah, this thing, I mean, it's locked in there. It's not, if I go reaching back for this knife, it's going to be right where I left it when I go for it. Yeah, very cool. What about safety? No blade contact through the back, and the tip is well recessed. So and it's got a little, why can't I think of the name of that? It's got a little nail nick to, you can grab it and pull it out, I guess, like a traditional slip joint would be. But yeah, so anyways, knife's perfectly safe. The clip is awesome now that I put some tension on it. And if you look at it, you can't really see that I did anything to it. But the amount of tension down here is wonderful now. But the clip is awesome. The tip is good. and I can handle this knife any way I want, and I'm not going to catch the sharp part. The detent on the bottom, very solid. I mean, it's good. It's going to hold that blade closed in the pocket, so I don't have to worry about this thing coming open. The lock itself, yeah, very solid. Let's check that blade. 154 cm. Big, tall, flat grind. I mean, it's got a little booger on it. I'm going to strop it. Want to be really careful with this hand finish on here. I only want the strop very high up on that bevel. That's the only place I want it. So I'm going to use this here and match that, and I'm going to pull away. I'm not going to use my other strop. Just want to get that booger up on the edge, on the very bevel. And so the other strap, I could do it on the other strap, but man, it takes a lot of practice to be sure that you don't come up higher than the bevel itself. And I think I got it, but let's see. Yeah, crazy sharp. Awesome. Well, price and availability. So availability, I mean, they have been sold out of this version, this Finch buffalo tooth for a long time. So the only way you're going to find one is on a secondary market. None of the dealers are going to necessarily have one of these in stock. However, I did find a dealer, now that I'm saying that, I did find a dealer in Oklahoma City, a knife dealer in Oklahoma City, who had one of these new in a case, and I believe they wanted $279, $259, $279 for the buffalo tooth. And on the secondary market, my guess is you're probably going to be out in that range. 250 plus would be my guess for this piece. I mean, is the materials command for all that? Maybe not, but man, is it cool enough? And as a now collector of Finch knives, is it worth all that? Man, if you're down on picking up these Finch knives, this one's definitely one to have. Pretty cool. Hey, I appreciate y'all watching. Long video, but man, we covered a lot of ground, and these scales tumbled them up, and all of the little marks came out of it. And so now I'm really happy with this knife. Super happy. Yep. Appreciate y'all watching.